She raised a child who wasn't hers, and never said a word. She raised a child who wasn't hers, and never said a word. Everyone thought the boy was hers. She never corrected them. She never explained. And the child never knew. Margaret lived quietly in a small neighborhood, walking the same streets every morning, living a simple life. Until one rainy night changed everything. As she returned home from work, she heard soft crying near her apartment stairs. Not loud cries, tired ones. She followed the sound and found a baby wrapped in a thin blanket. No note, no name, just a tiny child shaking in the cold. Margaret froze. Her phone was in her pocket. She could have called someone. She could have walked away. Instead, she gently picked him up and whispered, "You're safe." Authorities searched for the baby's parents. Days passed, then weeks. No one came forward. Margaret agreed to temporary care. Temporary became permanent. She named him Eli. She learned how to warm bottles and calm fevers. She stayed awake through sleepless nights and packed lunches every morning. She walked Eli to school holding his small hand. She sat through parent meetings and worked extra shifts when money was tight. Sometimes she skipped meals so he wouldn't. She saved spare coins in a small jar for his future. Eli grew into a kind and curious boy. One day he asked why they didn't look alike. Margaret smiled softly. "You got your father's eyes." She tucked him in every night. Read stories slowly. Wiped away nightmares. She attended every school event, always sitting in the back row, clapping quietly, proudly. She never told anyone he wasn't hers. Not the neighbors. Not the teachers. Not even Eli. Years passed. At 18, Eli accidentally found adoption papers while searching for old documents. That night, with shaking hands and tear-filled eyes, he confronted Margaret. "Why didn't you tell me?" Margaret sat beside him and held his hand. "I didn't raise you to be grateful," she said gently. "I raised you to be loved." Eli broke down. Then he asked the question that mattered most. "Why did you keep me?" Margaret didn't hesitate. Because someone had to. Years later, Eli became a social worker, helping children who had nowhere to go. Every frightened face reminded him of Margaret. Her patience, her silence, her sacrifice. She never asked for recognition, never told her story, never wanted praise. She simply showed up. Every day, she raised a child who wasn't hers and became everything. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the person who stays.